Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So yes, 3 videos in a row about the Ethan Klein lawsuits. I know, I'm obsessed, but so are you guys because I know you enjoy the coverage, and today is going to contain a hilarious update as to what's going on with this entire situation. Now, for the uninitiated and probably gainfully employed who don't know what's going on here, this is a quick summation to give you context. So basically, Ethan Klein came out with this video announcing he's launched 3 lawsuits against content creators who were essentially not reacting to his content nuke on Hasan Piker, where at many points they left the room and let the video keep playing, and most importantly, they very vocally shared their intent behind what they were doing, acting as a market replacement for his video, basically promoting their streams as a replacement for his video. If people wanted to see his video, they could watch their streams instead, and now he's suing them for copyright infringement. And the subjects of these lawsuits are, of course, content creators by the name of Denims, Frogan, and of course, not to be forgotten, Caseytron. Now, I've said this before, she's kind of the wild card of the Three Stooges here. She is someone I didn't expect to be involved in a potential lawsuit with Ethan Klein, but I welcome it because she is someone who, well, is very bizarre, right? The only thing she's really known for is smoking weed, crying about incels online, and crying about Asmongold, and all of those are kind of interchangeable in their own ways. But in the video that Ethan Klein released, he went over some facts involving Caseytron and her quote-unquote reaction to his content nuke on Hasan Piker, where curiously, she spent more time taking bong rips than actually providing commentary. This is not an exaggeration, this is a fact. She spent more time smoking than actually providing commentary. And this is a little small compilation provided in Ethan's video. Hope you enjoy.
To give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
CPM's coming out of Qatar.
What the hell
you
is
kids
going
love anime,
on?
right?
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
So after hearing the fact that Ethan Klein is going to sue her and has pursued legal options, this was Caseytron's first reaction on Twitter, where she would say, "Well, I'm suing you too," to an Ethan Klein parody account. She was so ripped out of her mind, she didn't even know that she was arguing with a parody account. This is not Ethan Klein, this is a parody account. And after that, she would launch this post alongside her GoFundMe campaign where she said, "Ethan KK Klein is going to sue me for smoking too much weed. He is trying to take away my ability to purchase my medically necessary marijuana products. We cannot let this happen. Donate to my weed fund." She tried to basically describe her GoFundMe campaign as a weed fund, and people are seriously donating to this nonsense. But also, she calls him KK Klein. I know Jews are really big in the Klan scene, but this is a big joke. Obviously, that's not true. But anyways, you can see the copium and, of course, the GoFundMe, which is about a week into its duration. And as you can see, she's raised $9,000. That is about 9% of her $100,000 goal for her legal defense. Now, this is a very good time for me to share with you guys a really important campaign that I'm also launching. My own sort of GoFundMe campaign where I'm pleading you guys to help me out here. Basically, the cause is, cause I like money. Please go ahead and do a super chat donation on this video. Every single one will help keep me well fed, and as a sort of gratuitous response to your very, very charitable donations, I will leave a heart comment on every single super chat dono. That is coming from the heart, ladies and gentlemen. I am doing the best I can. This is a really important cause. Please support me. Thank you. But anyways, enough with this GoFundMe. She's obviously failing quite hard. She's never going to make $100,000 on this unless Hasan Piker comes through and basically finishes off the goal for her. But then again, if she does finish that off, it's just more money in the pool for Ethan Klein to collect in his lawsuit. But anyways, basically, Casey Tron is doubling and tripling down on everything. She once again promoted the GoFundMe a few days ago, and she shared this tweet saying, "A short rant. I am so tired. My entire existence on Twitch since I started 13 years ago has been incel harassment campaign after incel harassment campaign." Oh, it's the incels. We'll talk more about her obsession with incels later, but anyways, she says, men with much larger audiences than me have sexually harassed, defamed, slandered, swatted my home, cyberstalked, and tried to get me to game end myself for literally a decade. Through these endeavors, very few of my peers have supported me. I wonder why. Because they don't want to evoke these same hates. It's been extremely isolating. I've always been thrown to the wolves to fend for myself. Is she going to say, like, I've been thrown to the wolves and now I'm the pack leader? But yeah, you can see she says people with larger audiences have attacked her in many ways. I mean, Twitter speaking, she has a larger audience than me, so I guess I'm exempt. And also, I know I'm married, but in her world, I'm probably an incel too. But anyways, on Reddit, there is a viral post sharing her legal defense. Legal scholars are flabbergasted by the genius of what she's saying here. Basically, she's saying, I'm so high, I forgot I made this video, and Ethan Klein is making all this up.
Just because I didn't react to his stupid video, he had to make up that I did and put a video of me smoking weed over his stupid video to get attention. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck about your video. Like, I don't know. I don't recall reacting to it. I don't believe that I reacted to it. I do not remember. I don't know. I may have been under the influence, but I do not recall reacting to it.
So yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen on the internet, but she's doubled down and trying to once again blame the incels with this tweet sharing the related thread saying the incel brigade at it again, trying to villainize me for making a joke. Why is it so hard to imagine a world where women can be intentionally funny? Remember when Live Save Fails wasn't full of incels? Yeah, me neither. 2 incel mentions in one post. That's got to be a record. But yeah, she's trying to play this off like a joke. First of all, it's not funny. We're not laughing with you. We're laughing at you because you're so addicted to smoking weed that you don't know what's going on. Like, half the time, you have no idea what's going on whatsoever. And I believe that that clip was unironic. I believe that she has no idea what's going on. She doesn't remember what she does. She's completely out of it all the time. And now she's trying to cope on Twitter and blame incels. It's ridiculous. Now, of course, like I said, calling people incels is a national pastime for Casey Tron. Just keyword search incel on her account. I'll just scroll for a bit. We're only in like March. You get the point. The only thing worse, or comparatively worse, is searching Asmongold. Not just Asmongold, by the way. You can also search Asmon, which is a different set of results. But this is just Asmongold. And you can see a double whammy here, where she quotes Asmongold saying, "Ready for incel tears," referring to Hasan being unbanned on Twitch. Double whammy. But again, just search Asmongold. This is her entire life. Calling people incels and crying about Asmongold and doing that interchangeably. But anyways, in case you think I'm just a know-nothing who's saying things out of his delusional mind, we have Legal Mindset here, an actual attorney who has weighed in on this situation, providing his thoughts on Casey Tron's brilliant legal defense, and what she's up against with this lawsuit.
So copyright focuses on the act of copying and distributing work. So the focus with copyright is, did she copy or distribute work without permission, without consent, without being authorized to do so? And copyright is strict liability, which means mental state is irrelevant. You can do it, you can do it in any mental state, and it doesn't matter. It's strict liability. Did you or did you not do it? So that's one thing. Now, when it comes to damages, like once you've been found liable for this, yes, then there could be a certain amount of maliciousness that factors in there. And certainly the judge might consider that when looking at the damages portion. However, for whether or not you did it, that's strict liability. Hey, did you do it or did you not do it? You did it. Whether or not you were high and did it, or drunk and did it, or forgot that you did it because you were too tired, whatever else, that is not an excuse. And once again, it seems like they're confusing copyright, which is civil in nature, with criminal law in general.
So the coping continues on Twitter. She recently tweeted this out saying, don't ever let anyone dull your sparkle, little girls. Even when it's powerful men who get litigious to evoke support from incel communities that love to humiliate women. This isn't about copyright. Big Mama's going through it. Send your energy with this pic. Embarrassing. First of all, clean your keyboard and your desk. This is disgusting. Why would you post this? I mean, besides the fact you're smoking a joint and looking completely disheveled and clearly showing everyone that you're very, very unbothered by everything that's happening, this is terrible. But also you can see from the post, she shares this link right here from the very respected news source, Spitfire News, where they have an article about Ethan Klein and his war on women. Let's read. If you don't know who Ethan Klein is, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. Klein is the primary host of the extremely popular H3 podcast, which is one of the most watched podcasts on YouTube every week. I say this all the time. Nobody is a bigger glazer than your haters. The haters will glaze you up more than your supporters ever will. You start off by saying he's successful, he's very, very popular on YouTube. Like, cool it, all right? You're glazing the man up too much. But they continue on saying, for the past few years, as he is engaged in a never-ending, largely one-sided feud with his former co-host Hasan Piker, the leftist Twitch streamer who has been profiled in the New York Times, Klein has also become the most hated than ever before. Well, this last part is really interesting. More hated than ever before. His numbers are up higher than ever with this podcast. And also, is this what it looks like to be hated? With a brigade of people who don't like him and a very controversial video. This is the response. Is he really more hated than ever? Well, I guess that might be true in some context where, yeah, he's more popular than ever, at least his podcast is. So I guess the more popularity you have, the more haters you have as a total number. But that's a very weird thing to say. And on top of that, like, the one-sided feud with Hasan Piker? Are you joking? Is this serious? But it gets worse, okay? That's saying something because Klein used to happily throw the N-word around, but since October 7th, 2023, interesting date you chose there, Klein has repeatedly escalated allegations of anti-Semitism against Piker for his outspoken stance against Israel and support of Palestinians. Klein is Jewish and has lived in Israel. Wow. You list that like it's some sort of a bad thing. While Piker is a Turkish American who was raised Muslim. Back up. Raised Muslim. Let's kind of extrapolate that, right? Am I raised white? Are people watching this video raised black? Raised Hispanic? What a weird thing to say. Look, dude, Hasan is playing the race card and the victim card hard enough. You don't have to go these extra lengths to do that. But this article is trash. We all know this. Like, journalism right now is in the gutter, and somehow this person went even lower. But anyways, that's the follow-up to what's going on here and the updates on the sterling content creator Casey Tron and her brilliant legal defense. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.